doing measurements of all the angles of your body, how far your joints are extending. They're measuring all your flexibility. They're looking for discrepancies in leg lengths and all kinds of little details that you won't even know that you had most of the time.
Are you a biker in the Tri-Cities area? Welcome to Ray's Bike Shop. I'm Dr. Britney with Lake Effect Chiropractic. We've got Brad here. He's the owner of Ray's Bike Shop, and so we've got a lot of knowledge for you today. We're going to go through a few questions, and the first thing we're going to start with is if someone's new or interested in biking, where do they start? What do you suggest?
Well, the obvious answer is your local bike shop. It's a great wealth of knowledge and usually filled with friendly, fun people that are into it too. One of the most important things that you need to figure out before you come in, or at least try to think about, where you're going to be riding your bike, how you're going to be using it, what kind of terrain. Those are the first questions that we'll usually ask somebody that's new to the sport. And it's a really important part of us lining you up with the right bike.
All right, so when people, they've got their bike, they're doing their thing, whether it's on the trails or on the rail trail, what do you see in terms of problems, injuries, and what do you recommend when people start biking more? If they're dealing with this, what do you
Well, when you watch somebody getting into it for the first time, one of the most common things is saddle soreness. I think that we hear about that a lot. Everybody says my bike seat doesn't feel good, I don't like how it hurts after a little while. And I think first thing to keep in mind is everybody goes through it. Every one of us that are avid riders, when we come out of the winter of not riding for a while, there's a couple weeks that we're breaking back into the saddle, and that's all just kind of normal part of the course. But there's a lot of things that you can do to try to alleviate that pain and make it a little bit more comfortable. First one is chamois shorts. If you're putting on any time on your bike, you're going to be getting sore in the two pressure points, right? Your sit bones on the saddle. Chamois shorts, which are the spandex shorts you can wear under your normal gear if you're not Mr. Spandex. And keep yourself comfortable. They have thick padded pieces right where they need to be. Feels awkward, feels great. Outside of that, I think it's really important to consider the saddle that you're using. The saddles that come on a stock bike are rarely the perfect fit for everybody. We all have different needs for 100 different reasons. So finding the right comfortable saddle, and for a shameless plug, most of the saddles that we sell through the shop have either a 1 month or up to a 3-month comfort guarantee. You buy a new seat, you got 3 months to figure out if it's the right size, the right fit. And you really don't know until you spend time on it. So I would say get yourself comfortable in the seat the best you can. Give yourself a couple weeks to break into it, and kind of go from there.
All right, so you kind of mentioned like the right size seat, so we're talking about a little bit more of a bike fitting, and that's a very in-depth process, but why is a bike fitting important?
Oh man, it's a huge step, I think, in your riding. When you're first getting into it, you kind of sort it out, you get your fitness in order, and eventually you're going to be doing longer rides, and stuff's going to hurt. It's almost inevitable.
What's a longer ride in a sense?
Yeah, I guess in my mind, I'm thinking when you're first starting, half-hour ride, maybe working your way up to an hour. Once you get up to an hour and a half, 2 hours on the bike or more, that's where these fittings can really improve your day and make it more enjoyable, really. You can be more efficient too, but for most of us, it's comfort.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, when they go into a bike fit, it's really in depth. You're doing measurements of all the angles of your body, how far your joints are extending. They're measuring all your flexibility. They're looking for discrepancies in leg lengths and all kinds of little details that you won't even know that you had most of the time. And after a couple, 3 hours with an expert, it could be a night and day change to your efficiency or how you feel after a long day on the bike, for sure.
Nice. So let's jump over and look at some parts of the bike fitting. We've got patients that come in that deal with a couple different pain points. So if we talk about neck pain, back pain, knee pain, and hip pain, we got my bike here, purchased, just earlier this season. I've been trying to get more time in it. But what do we, if we're talking about some neck pain, what are some points that you look at to make sure that it's proper?
For sure. So neck pain is usually all about getting your back angle correct, and that leads directly to the stem. The stem is the piece of metal there, that links the handlebars to the front wheel and the front fork. The stem angle in particular is what really affects that. If your stem angle is negative and really low, that's like racer mode. Your neck
Oh,
is
that's me.
creaked and
Racer
you're like,
mode.
yeah, it hurts just thinking about it. But
Yeah.
holding that position for a long period of time, you get
Yeah.
that crick in your neck. It's kind of like go fast till it hurts kind of
Yeah.
a position.
Alright.
But if you're looking for a long day on the bike and you want to spend a couple hours, not the way to do it. Get a stem angle that's more positive and a higher rise. It'll take your back angle and make it more upright. That can alleviate a couple of things at the same time. Neck pain will get better because your shoulders get relaxed. Your back pain can really be a part of that too. Other than just
Hunched over, I call it the turtle position.
oh yeah, have you ever watched like the pros on the tour? Like they have an arched back and it looks horrible, and it is.
But they're there for the magic time, so.
Yeah, go
Okay.
fast till it hurts, but that's not most of us, right? So getting more upright and more comfortable is a great way to alleviate neck and back
And
pain.
back pain. Okay, so if we jump down to knee pain, or
Yeah.
let's not skip, let's go to the hip.
Yeah, hip
pain.
and knee, it really
They go
is
together.
all aligned, you know. So that's where a fitting can really go that next level without having a full-on fit. You're guessing check, but it's saddle height and saddle fore and aft. It's always surprising me. A lot of people don't realize that their bike seat slides almost 2 inches front and back.
I've inadvertently found that playing with the wrong screw.
Fair enough. Yeah.
But,
Yeah, whether it's accident or not, it's a really important adjustment. When you go to have a fitting done, every couple of millimeters is a big deal. So when you think of how much that can move, it's one position can be horrible, one position can be great. So getting the hip, knee, and the ball of your foot all aligned on your pedal is kind of what they're trying to do there.
okay.
And keeping those angles from getting too far off, which is where you start seeing pain.
So if we're talking about 3 tips for people in the Tri-City area, what do you got to share?
Well, I would say the most important thing going into it is safety. When you first start to get out on the road, you want to make sure that you learn the rules of the road. So many cyclists I talk to don't understand that you're supposed to ride with traffic on the right-hand side of the road, use your hand signals, you are a car legally. And a lot of motorists don't really understand that as well. So the least you can do is learn your laws, abide by the laws, don't blow stop signs, don't be that person that's riding on the sidewalk and getting hit by a car coming out of the parking lot. Unfortunately, we see that all the time, so know the laws. The second thing would be visibility and safety. Wear a helmet, wear a flashy light, get some bright colors on your clothes.
Or a
Make sure-
bright bike.
Or a sweet bright bike with a neon pink water bottle, it's awesome. Make sure that people see it, you know, and just kind of give yourself the time to break in before you decide this isn't for me.
Okay, you have to be patient, huh?
Yeah, it doesn't come easy. Biking is, you're not going to jump on day one and ride 3 hours and be like, oh, that was super chill and I'm comfy now.
Right, yeah,
It's
no,
going to
you're
hurt a
gonna be a
little at
little sore.
first, yeah,
Yeah.
but it's worth it.
All right, so what I actually saw some posts about some people donating bikes, but like what's going on in the biking community with Raise? I mean,
Oh, there's a lot of stuff going into the off season. This is our time of year to really engage with the community a little bit more because we're coming out of the busiest part of our year. So we've got repair clinics going on this off season. You can sign up for it and shop, get an hour or 2 hours with one of our technicians to go over flat tire repair, emergency fixes, what happens if my chain breaks, how do I get home, stuff like that.
MacGyver stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, duct tape and shoestrings. And then we try to do a lot of group rides and engage with everyone. There's tons of mountain bike races, gravel races, fat biking races are right around the corner. Weekly mountain bike rides out of our making shop. Tons of stuff going on this time of year. And if you're curious about what's happening, just reach out to one of our locations.
Nice.
They'll have all the details.
Perfect. So if you're in the Tri-Cities area and you're looking for any kind of biking knowledge, gear, Raise Bike Shop, they've got your back. If you're dealing with any issues or pain and you want to be feeling good and staying active, we're at Lake Effect Chiropractic. Give us a call, 989-686-6808.